Good idea. Good idea. Okay. Good afternoon. This Committee of Adjustment meeting for the Township of Selwyn on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 will come to order. Members of the public, staff, presenters, and members of the committee, please be advised that meetings are broadcast and recorded and made available on the internet. Is there any disclosure, pecuniary interest, or the general nature thereof? Seeing none, we will go to our first and only application today, A126, Pear.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee of Adjustments holding a public hearing today, as you mentioned, for one application for relief from our comprehensive zoning bylaw. The prescribed notice of public hearing is provided via prepaid first-class mail to all residents within a 60-meter radius of the property, as well as by sign posted on the subject lands. The notice was also available on the township's website. The notice circulation complies with the requirements of the Planning Act. If a person or public body would otherwise have the ability to appeal the decision of the Committee of Adjustment of the Township of Selwyn, but does not make oral submission of the public hearing or make written submissions to the Committee of Adjustment before the committee gives or refuses to give approval to the application, the person or public body is not entitled to appeal the decision to the Ontario Land Tribunal. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or hearing, in this case, or make written submissions to the Committee of Adjustment of the Township of Sullivan in respect of the proposed variance before the committee gives or refuses to give approval to the application, the person or public body may not be added as a party to the hearing of an appeal before the Ontario Land Tribunal unless in the opinion of the tribunal there are reasonable grounds to do so. If you wish to be notified of the decision of the Committee of Adjustment, you must make written request to the Secretary Treasurer of the Committee of Adjustment, providing your name and address or email address. The application today is for 3009 Freeburn Lane in Smith Ward. The variance is looking for relief in order to permit the redevelopment of the property with a new 1,200 square foot cottage and a new 320 square foot attached open deck. The relief being requested is to reduce the minimum high water setback from 30 meters to 19.5 meters to an open deck, and to reduce the minimum high water setback from 30 meters to 21.9 meters to a dwelling. We have comments from the Conservation Authority stating no concern. However, permit will be required at building permit stage from them. County Public Works has said provide comments of no concern, and Alderville First Nation has no concern, provided an archaeological assessment is provided. That the arc assessment is a recommended condition of the approval. I do find that the application meets the 4 test of a minor variance, and I recommend the application for approval.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anyone, Madam Clerk, online to speak in favor of this application?
No, there isn't.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone in the audience in favor of this application? Is there anyone online to speak against the application?
No, there isn't.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience to speak against the application? Can you go to the microphone behind you so that people that are online can hear you? Give us your name and your address, and then you can ask your questions. Okay, thank you very much. Per?
So through you, Madam Chair. I can answer. First of all, the Ontario Land Tribunal has upheld that property values and aesthetic views are not a valid planning consideration. Beyond that, I can also say that the proposed cottage, and I can certainly provide you with a site plan for the proposed redevelopment. The cottage is not significantly larger than the existing one, and it's moving further back from the shoreline than the existing. The existing is at 21.6 meters to the shoreline, and the new ones be 21.9. The procedure for redevelopment and adherence to setbacks are generally granted approval for redevelopment, provided no further encroachment towards the lake is granted through the variance process. In this case, we're not granting any further encroachment toward the lake. It's maintaining, and in this case, improving slightly the setback to the lake in terms of providing a waterfront buffer.
All right, I'm going to bring it to committee. Are there any questions? Member Black.
Thank you, Chair. Through you. So Per, I think you've answered the question from the gentleman, and I was looking at the same thing. It's actually gone back a little bit from where the existing cottage was. The existing cottage is demolished right now.
Through you, Madam Chair, I'm not sure the status of the existing cottage. You know, off the top of your head, Robert, if no.
No? Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live close by and I think I've seen a cottage down on that property. And is that consistent, that setback consistent with other cottages along that road, you know, or?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I could look. The applicable piece of the legislation is that we don't permit further encroachment, right? Ideally, we would, a vacant lot, for example, where feasible, we would make the developer establish a brand new cottage at the 30-meter setback, if at all possible, right? As the committee is aware, for redevelopment of subject property, we're just not looking for further encroachment, right? That's the
That's
test.
consistent.
Yeah.
Our consistent approach to that.
Yeah.
The other question is, well, question with regards to the archaeological, if the footprint is not really substantially changing, what's the grounds for having an archaeological assessment on that? That cottage was probably built, I don't know, I don't remember what it looked like, but it was probably older.
Yeah,
On the
so
property and dug up for 50 years at least.
through many discussions we've had in the building and planning department, as a matter of best practice, since we're not professional archaeologists,
Yeah.
we've decided that it's better to leave when you're moving outside a footprint area of an existing structure.
Yeah.
It's better to leave it with the archaeologist to provide a professional opinion regarding whether or not the site is significantly disturbed as to not need in-depth archaeological investigation. Archaeological assessment is done in 4 stages, with the first being sort of a general preliminary investigation, tabletop exercise, and then proceeding to stage 4, where artifacts are found and you get into the whole recovery and break patterns and whatnot. Right? There's just too much gray area for non-professionals and to be trying to be consistent with redevelopment, especially when we get a lot of inquiries for waterfront development and particularly First Nations concern over archaeological resources.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's certainly a challenge, but you know, those assessments are expensive and you know, it's an added cost to construction these days. So always looking for ways we can reduce those costs if possible. If you feel it's necessary, then I can support that. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, I am looking for a motion for the application before us, moved by member Henry, seconded by member Poulos. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you very much. We have our minutes of our last meeting on November the 7th, 2025. Looking for someone to move those. Member Boyko and member Black, all in favor? It's carried. Thank you. And motion to adjourn. Our next meeting is February 24th. For Henry, Member Black, all in favor, that's carried, thank you. And we've been to our council meeting. Sure. Good afternoon. This Township of Selwyn regular council meeting, Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 will come to order. We respectfully acknowledge that we are on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississauga, Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to the First Peoples for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings. Please observe a moment of silence so that council staff and members of the public can quietly reflect on our duty to the community that we are trying to serve. Thank you. Members of the public, staff, presenters, and members of council, please be advised that meetings are broadcast and recorded and made available on the internet. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Okay, much. We have the minutes of December the 9th and December the 5C. Okay, thank you. Please note that. We have the minutes of December 9th and December the 11th before us. Has everyone looked at them? Are there any errors or omissions? If not, I'm looking for someone to approve them. Councillor Koulis, seconded by Councillor Boyko, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. We have no deputations. Was there any question put forward, Madam Clerk?
No questions submitted ahead.
Very much. All right, so our first report we're looking at is from Mr. Vance, and it's on the Ennismore Curling Club support. Lane.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. Pretty straightforward report. I just want to draw council's attention to it. The Ennismore Curling Club, when they went to fire up this year, needed to do some capital repairs on their header, so they needed to replace their header system. Because of the fact that we own the facility, and we have a lease in place with the curling club, we have the ability for council to approve this retrofit program as something of special interest to the community. And by doing so, it would allow us to issue charitable tax receipts for this. So I've been in discussions with the executive there and the treasurer specifically. He's provided the quotation that's included under the information section. And she feels that if we're able to approve this, then they would be in a position to be able to accept donations and then basically replenish the funds that they had to use for that.
Are there any questions of Lane? Councillor Koulis.
Thank you, through you. Why is it such a short turnaround? It's only till the end of April. I'm just wondering why it's not longer.
Sure. Thank you for that question. To you, Madam Chair, fundraising is always one of those funny things, right? The short answer to why April 30th, that's their year end. And so in discussions with the executive, they feel that if they have a concerted effort, short period of time, to get their response, and should be able to close the books for this year.
Through you, follow-up, is there a likelihood that this could get expanded into the next fiscal year for them? Like, do you think they're going to come back? Just in the progress.
To you, Madam Chair, not based on our discussions that we had with the executive. There's some assurance that they're going to get at it. They understand the timeline and they'll move forward.
That's good. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, can I have someone move the recommendation? Councillor Koulis, seconded by Councillor Boyko, all in favor, it's carried. We have consent items. I'm going to pull 5C. Is there anything else any council member wants pulled for consent? Okay, let's deal with the items other than 5C for approval. Can I have someone move those, please? Deputy Mayor Black, Councillor Schoolis is seconding, all in favor? That is carried, thank you. And now we're going to deal with 5C and I have to ask you to leave. Thank you. We have the report before us with regards to 95 Ermitinger, looking for the removal of the holding provision. I'm happy to see this because it seems it's been forever that we've talked about it and been worked on, and I recognize we have to go through the procedures, but we're finally getting somewhere. Hopefully we'll see shovels in the ground this year. Is there anything that anybody would like to speak to on this? If Councillor Henry.
Thank you. Through your Mayor Senes, I would like to support the motion so that we can get it happening.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Henry, seconded by Councillor Boyko. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. We can bring Deputy Mayor Black back. Right, we will now move on to other new and unfinished business, and I want to start it off by saying that I'm having a meeting tomorrow with our MP, Emma Harrison, along with other mayors, and I would like to extend to our members of council, if you have anything you wish me to talk about on our behalf with regards to federal legislation, you know, where she would be involved, please approach me and I will take it forward to her tomorrow. Is there any other new or unfinished business? Seeing none, we will go to the bylaws. Clerk, if you could announce them.
Certainly. The first bylaw, number 1, is the borrowing bylaw. Number 2 is the interim tax levy bylaw. Number 3 is an authorizing bylaw for the fire protection grant. Number 4 is to reduce the speed limit in the Emerald and Cow Island area. And number 5 is the zoning bylaw amendment to remove the holding provision for 95 Ermitinger.
Is Deputy Mayor, we'll have to separate.
Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
leave that one. Yep.
Okay. All right, so we have these bylaws up to 2026-05-04 to deal with. So can I have someone move those? Councillor Henry and Councillor Boyko, all in favor? That is carried. Thank you.
I think if you declared it, yep, you're. You can stand at the door.
All right, we will deal now with 2026-005 zoning bylaw amendment for the removal of the holding provision for Abbeyfield, 95 Ermitinger. Can I have someone move that? Councillor Boyko, seconded by Councillor Henry, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. And I need a motion. Come on back. I need a motion to go into closed. Deputy Mayor Black's moving it, Councillor Poole's the seconding. And we will move into closed in the other room. Thank you.